Evening, it is February 12th, 2025. The time is 6:07 p.m. We are here for our Building, Grounds, Transportation, and Security Committee meetings. Present is myself, the Chair, P. Piro, Dr. Chanley, Dr. Lehman, Ms. Fabiano, Ms. Ratner, Mr. Selby, Ms. Matter, and we will start out tonight's meeting with Mr. Tiggs with the first thing on our agenda, which would be the Applegarth Drive Grant Project update.
Good evening. The first item, we have three items we're going to cover here, is the JCP&L Service Transformer Agreement. Just to recap, the rod grant involves replacing the roofs at Applegarth. It also involves replacing the HVAC system and the electrical system. We've been under contract for several months with BN Electric, who's putting in the new electric service. The new electric service is necessary to power the new HVAC system. The main component of this, you may recall we spoke about, is the transformer from JCP&L. He initially said it was an 18-month lead, and we talked about that if we don't get it by this June, we can't start the project because we can't tear stuff out, put in new stuff if we're not going to have electric power. So at this point, we appear to be very fortunate that there is a transformer available. This is the agreement that you have before you. So there'll be a resolution next week to accept this agreement. Essentially what it is, the JCP&L will provide the transformer to the power of the building. BN Electric, who we'll contract it with, is built the pad, the piping into the building, those kind of things you've seen in my weekly reports, the progress that's going on. This is what powers it. So once this is executed, Mr. Allen will execute this. If the board passes the resolution next week, we'll issue payment immediately, and hopefully the transformer then will be available for us, and we should be on target.
And this is all covered by the RIBE.
Great. The funding for the transformer comes out of that excess surplus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Next.
Okay.
Sorry, well, Miss Alvarez is trying to log in.
Oh.
She's logged in, but she needs to be moved over.
Oh.
What? Carmen?
Yeah, and we had Mr. Feldman send her the link.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it now. I'll move it right now.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so we'll do the resolution then for the JCP&L.
Yeah.
Next thing at the Applegarth Rod Grant project, we're closing out the 1936 roof project. You may recall we did that because that's not impacted by the HVAC work. The older roof, you may recall in some of my weekly reports and past meetings where we had some issues with when we tore the roof off. So we had an allowance in the project, $35,000 to allow when these things pop up. And as we close out the job, we have three change orders that I've shared with you that get billed against that allowance. The end result is that we end up getting a $15,000 credit back to us. So that's money to get back into the rod grant project. First one was for the lower shed roof system. When we did the tear off there, we had some issues with the insulation and what would qualify for a warranty. So we made a revision to the material there. Everything has been approved, installed, we have the warranty on it. That was an additional $15,000. Then, since we had money left over, you'll recall, we talked about the project scope included redoing all the cornice and millwork and woodwork, the cupola, lead paint restoration in that area. And that turned out so well that we had the masonry skirt, which is part of the below the brick on the building there. This painting contractor done such a good job that we then asked them for a price to go ahead and restore that for us, which they did. That was $7,612, comes out of the allowance. And then final change order, give the net credit, but there was $2,600 in there. The chimney place is for the old boiler. When we put the new heating system in, that chimney goes away. So we lowered the chimney, and we have a metal cap there for the chimney. And then when we put the new system in, remove the old boiler, we'll just put the metal cap on. That's what that is. So again, the net result of those three is $15,503.74 will go back to the project. So those will be presented in the resolution next week. Perfect. And that'll clear out the 1936. And then the final piece over at the rod grant is the remaining roof projects. We have the 1960, 79, and the 83. And design is complete on those. We are advertising the bid March 15th. And then we'll be awarding that in the coming months. If you recall, the reason these projects were not done last summer with the others because the HVAC portion. We are under contract for the HVAC work. Board awarded that contract a few months ago. EACM is the contractor. We've been working with them, processing submittals and shop drawings, and they are purchasing what are called the roof curbs, which are what the HVAC equipment mounts on the roof. We wanted to have those to turn over to these new roofers. So it's in their contract. They will get turned over these curbs and they flash those in. So everything will be, you're not going to go back and cut a brand new roof.
Mhm.
So those bids will be presented, probably at the, I guess, the May meeting. And those projects will be done this coming summer. We have those broken out separately. Hopefully they all come in within budget, but we have add alternates in there. You've seen the price of oil lately has been kind of creeping up, and that tends to affect these bids. So if oil goes up and one of the bids comes in high, we have the ability to do a deduct alternate and take a portion of the project off to make sure that we stay within the right.
Stay within there. Okay.
Next item we have number 2 is a shared service agreement with Township for road salt storage. Today is another perfect example of how the township has just been a great neighbor to us over the years. This is something we've done informally with them for many years. We purchase road salt that we put down at the schools. They allow us to store it at their facility and they load it for us, which is a big savings for us. Some of you may have seen our truck, Big Blue, that we have that we do the salting with. We can't load that because you actually need a front end loader. We don't have that piece of equipment. Township does because it's similar to the trucks they use. So this agreement just formalizes that we purchase our salt, we keep it on pile at their facility. They will provide the labor for free to load it for us. It's just kind of a win-win. This protects everybody.
Mhm.
So it's a shared service agreement and it continues the great relationship we have.
That's excellent.
Next item on the agenda, number 3, is the district grounds care contract renewal. We just completed the first year with Boss Landscaping. That was competitively bid the other year. They came in at a price of $140,000. Their service was very good this past year. We have the ability to award to them again a renewal for another year. They're entitled to a 2% increase. I did talk to the owner of the company, Ben Asakara, explained to him our financial situation. He said he'd be willing to waive the increase and renew at his previous price.
Okay.
Highly recommend we do it rather than going out to
Yeah,
rebid.
absolutely.
Get that in there.
Mr. Tate, just really quick, I really like that. Is this the situation where we don't have to go out to bid because we're utilizing the same person? Or-
Correct. The way the contract is written, you're allowed to renew for a series of years. So every year we bring it back to you. If the performance is good, we make a recommendation. If you thought you could get a better number, you go out and rebid it, but I would not recommend.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Next slide. Piece of project update. A couple things in here. One, I gave you a draft resolution, so bond council is just finalizing that. That's why it's a draft, but it'll be cleaned up for you to take action on next week's meeting. Part of the piece of project involves construction on schools. Whenever we do that, we have to make amendments to the long-range facilities plan.
Mhm.
This is a simple resolution that we've done many times past. Anytime we do something, we have to modify it. Resolution also ours is to modify the long-range facilities plan so we can proceed. So that's a simple resolution. The other thing that I included in there, and bond counsel stressed that I stressed to you that this is not official. They have not completed the review of this, but I want to share with you. We had the bid opening for the solar, and this is an analysis done by Honeywell and their solar consultant. And the numbers came in very good, better than what Honeywell had anticipated. And the clear winner is company Hess Solar. See the numbers back there. They're offering a much greater savings than any of the other vendors. And at this time, the committee and the board should make a decision on whether or not you want to proceed with the canopies in the parking lot. And the number for that came in very good as well. It's free money. I would highly recommend that you go ahead with it.
I'd say yes. Free money.
We separated that from the project because we were concerned that the cost of constructing the canopies would not make it viable, but the numbers came in really good for that as well.
Okay.
So
So
again,
these numbers include the canopies.
Yes, you can include the canopies, and again, extremely unofficial until board council reviews it, but you're looking at over $6 million savings.
Wow,
Oh, for sorrow.
You said
that's a big saving.
this is the savings, right? Because we're leasing, there's not a cost to the
We
construction.
pay nothing.
Right.
Contractor pays to construct,
Mhm.
install, and then we buy the electricity.
From them at a cheaper rate.
Yes.
And we're only doing this on roofs and areas that have the life expectancy to do it. Like, we're not gonna do this on a roof that has 5 years left.
Like the light, for
Correct.
example.
We're gonna do it on a roof that has, how many years? 20,
Minimum 15, 20.
15, 20 years, so. You don't have to worry about putting it up and then taking it off in 3 years to put a new roof on.
And just to clarify, the company that does the work to reach out to the companies that currently have a warranty to ensure that,
Yes, that's all tied in.
okay.
So Bush Legal will continue to do their analysis on this, and they will put forth a recommendation, and then there'll be a resolution on how to proceed with that.
Okay. Well, that sounds like some-
The other component of the ESIP, I just wanted to update you on. So today, Ms. Allen and I participated in the local finance board. She'll probably give you more details on that. She worked with Jackie Shanis and Anthony Burso. They did a great job. Everything went flawlessly today. So that's the next step in the journey.
Got approval?
Local finance.
Very
board said,
exciting.
Yes, you can go
Thank you
ahead
for
and
letting
do
me
the process. So we're in good shape. The final contract with Honeywell is in with legal counsel. They've done the review. We've also sent it to Gallagher, our insurance agent. So there's some back and forth right now about coverages and those kind of things. So both Blackburn from Bush is working with Honeywell and their counsel, Gallagher, to finalize contract.
And for the public, at our next Board of Education, we will be doing a full step presentation. So.
Correct.
We have questions from, residents in town will be able to answer them.
Absolutely. And we'll have the panel of experts like we did last time. They'll be able to address any specific questions or concerns.
Okay, that'll be great. The whole panel will be there.
And you'll be present as well,
Perfect.
correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Okay, moving along, item 5, it's a recommendation to transfer out-of-service vehicles to the firefighters, Fire District number 3 for safety training. This is something we've done in the past. We've actually given them buses in the past so they can do their jaws of life training, those kind of things. We have 3 vehicles, Durangos. One was a S1, was a former police vehicle that Mr. Pearland was with us, got the township to donate to us for free and has served the district well for many years. It is 19 going on 20 years old and it is shot. So we're essentially gifting it back to another agency in town so they could use it.
Right.
And then we have 2 other Durangos, also 2006 vintage, which are completely useless to us and will be a great asset to the fire department for their training. This is the resolution that we used last time. Bush is just looking at it now just to make sure that, 5 years later, anything tweaked, the agreement, we'll have the resolution prepared for the next meeting and we'll share those vehicles with the firefighters.
Any questions, anybody? And then for our.
If I could add one thing that's not on the agenda, and this is a discussion that we've had internally, Dr. Cameron, Dr. Lehman, and I, the Boy Scouts that we've been bringing forward. It seems like every young boy and girl in this town is becoming a Boy Scout. They have deadlines with their projects, and they're all lined up, and they don't necessarily need to come before you. And some of these projects are so simple. The one boy wants to paint a map mural at Woodland School, and we might not be able to get them on for several months. Do we want to continue to bring these children before you, or for the simpler projects that the administration?
Are you okay with
I certainly-
him evaluating and
Yeah, I
re-evaluating
certainly
it?
don't want to hinder
They're
their-
from Tommy.
their
Yeah,
accomplishment,
that from
right?
doing
So
something. Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but also I would really love for someone to come because I also love seeing the
I mean,
presentations, but I don't want to, I
So
don't
maybe
want
with
to
your,
hold it back.
maybe with your permission, we handle it in such a fashion where, if they go to Mr. Tague and Mr. Tague says, Dr. Chanley, Dr. Lehman, it's an expedient time, they need it, and they're we would forego it if you gave us your approval. And if they said, oh, I have plenty of time, we're not doing until next year, and they want to come, then we let them come. Does that work for you?
Right, I wonder also, like, just so we can
Yeah.
hear the project.
Oh, we can provide it afterwards,
Like,
sure.
to maybe have them come almost as like a group presentation of
Right,
like
after
Eagle
they're
Scout
done.
projects in the district throughout the year at once. That way.
We just don't want
because-
to, stop them from
Right,
moving
because I
forward.
know
If we can't get
my
this
stuff right now with the Girl Scouts.
And we could
It's
probably, as long as you're good with it, and Dr. Chen and Dr. Lehman, you guys approve it gets done, maybe we could get like a picture
A
of it.
picture,
Have them come here, we put the picture up with the child and his parent real quick, thank you, and.
maybe we do it
this
after
is
the fact,
what
so this
we're
is when they
just-
did.
This is just what, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Like this way,
Like
they,
a
we still,
presentation at one of our regular.
they're
meetings,
getting
like an award
recognition for
ceremony.
what they're doing, so everybody could see it, and it's pretty fast.
And maybe we do it twice a year, maybe we have a recognition in the spring or at the end of the fall,
Yeah.
and then we have one at the end, and we have 8
Yeah.
kids, but at least it's,
Yeah.
we don't impede them
Here's
from
a
going
picture,
forward.
here's what he
I think
did,
it's a great
thank
idea.
you for doing it, here's.
I agree.
you know, so
I
we-
forgot about that.
They
Thank
should
you.
get some recognition
I
for what
agree.
they do, but
But it's a
I'm fine
contribution
with
to
you
the
guys
community.
approving it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, good.
This is something that's really important, and I think great for the kids in town.
Okay, good. Okay.
Anybody take from the tape?
Very
Okay, that will conclude the building grounds transportation, building grounds, meeting. We will move into, off camera for security at this time. Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Thank you.